Now we got Mike. Hello, Bigfoot enthusiasts. Scott here from Squatch America.
And Hannah, domestic goddess in the paddy wagon where there is never a dull moment.
No, there is not. I need to mute my computer. There we go. Got it. All right. So we are in Millinocket, Maine now. We finally made it up here, and we're going to be talking about, I'm messing things up. And
just keep your hands to yourself, honey. It's a kindergarten skill.
Okay. Put my hands on my lap.
That's not your lap. There you go.
Okay.
We're in Millinocket, Maine, and we've had some adventures already. But before we get into that, play.
All righty, so we're back. So
our first adventure
was
just getting here, for crying out loud. And for all of our Patreons who are anticipating our live chat on Friday.
Sorry, we had a misadventure on Friday, which seems to be our way.
Maybe it should be, instead of the adventures in the paddy wagon, the misadventures in the paddy wagon. So we had a wonderful 10 days with our cousins in Bangor. We celebrated our reunion after 6 months of being apart with lots of laughter and adult beverages and too much sugar and all those things, right?
All the things.
And so then last Friday, it was time for us to come up to the camp.
Yep. So we hooked up and hauled up here, and it had been raining for a couple days, and the ground was still pretty saturated because the snow hasn't been gone that long up here.
We were not anticipating that.
Yeah. So we ended up pulling it to, hold on. I wonder, can you guys even hear us? Okay. Can you hear me better now? Hopefully. I'm messing things up. Okay. So anyway, we ended up
we pulled it. Well, we drove up the hill to our campsite when we knew where it was going to be, because it was the same one we had last year, and I had all sorts of ideas how to string fairy lights in the trees and everything. So we get up to where our campsite is,
and like I said, it had been raining for a while, and we sunk our truck to the axles trying to pull into the campsite. And if you've ever been stuck with a four-wheel drive truck, that's one thing, but being stuck with a four-wheel drive truck pulling a 13,000-pound trailer behind it, it gets a little iffy. So it took us, what, an hour maybe?
I don't know. All I know is he told me to get out and help him not hit things, and I was screaming like, I mean, I could have put Jamie Lee Curtis out of business. I was screaming like Freddy freaking Krueger was after me because he about took the side off our trailer on a stump. But I have to say, this guy, expert driver, and he responded to my blood-curdling cries. I think he thought he was running me over, which would have been preferable for my anxiety level anyway. But by the time we were done with that, all we could think about was yet another adult beverage and food, and not dealing with anything else. And honestly, the Friday night thing just went, it was gone.
Yeah. So are we going to make it up?
We'll make it up. We'll make it up sometimes. Now, in the week since we've been here, we've had all this free time.
Yeah, no. We've been kind of busy.
So sadly, we did tell you guys that the owner of the campground had been hospitalized due to the virus that shall not be named. And thank you for putting all your juju and woo woo out there. And
he'll be home tomorrow.
He'll be here. I think he's coming. I think he's
tomorrow.
She's getting him tomorrow, but I don't know. Are they going to be back tomorrow? Oh,
They'll be back tomorrow.
They'll be back tomorrow. And we really have worked our tails off in his absence to make sure that at least the campground is ready for its initial visitors, which we're having tomorrow.
Well, actually, there's already some here.
Yeah, and so you've been blowing out. Well, I've been blowing leaves out of campsites and getting things tidied up. And Scott has finished an office. I mean, he built a whole building last year and started a new office, and he finished the new office. And he's been doing rewiring and the electrical and replumbing, and so not. We've had all this free time. Yeah.
Right. So, but anyway. But what we're going to be talking about tonight in doing the camp setup is
something that we found.
Something very interesting.
That we found here. Correct?
Right. So here, that covers up your face.
That covers up my face. That's okay.
I want to cover up your face.
Yes, you do.
There we go. It still kind of covers up your face.
That's all right.
Anyway.
I'll just do this and pretend like I like you or
something. Okay, so here we are in the great state of Maine.
Which, by the way, guess what we've noticed since we've been here?
What's that?
Property here is like really cheap.
Yeah, it is.
It's kind of tempting.
Yeah.
Kind of tempting.
So if you wondered where we're at, we are in
Penobscot County
in a place called Millinocket. As my cousin Dale said, it's just knock it now. The mill's out of business. So hi Dale, and hi Dora, and hi Patty,
and Bloody River. Who are
93.
You?
Welcome.
Yes, and Donna's here,
and Renee.
So
and okay,
and Dale.
So, anywho.
And I see an enigma.
Yes. Welcome back. So, while we were here in the campground,
on the one dry day we had,
which
was before we moved the trailer.
To give you an idea where we're at, this is it. That's Mount Katahdin, and there's a hiking trail called Knife's Edge. There's a photo of that on the side there.
That is not me. That will never be me on that.
Yeah.
Ever. I might someday summit
Mount Katahdin.
I'm not banking on it this summer. Yep. I know you are. I'm not that courageous again. But
I know who that is. I know one person that calls you Hannah Mouse.
Hi. That's a weird name for you.
Okay.
And Donnie, Mount Katahdin. I did a little live on Facebook about Mount Katahdin.
Yeah, she did.
And the Native Americans, and actually Henry David Thoreau tried to climb it. Back in the 1800s, all these 19th century novelists and artists, they thought they were quite the outdoors people. They were trying to copy John Muir, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And Henry David Thoreau tried to climb that mountain, and he came back down and said, Mount Katahdin is one of those places that the gods have set aside for themselves, and it is not fit for man. And honestly, I agree. Because it just kicked our butts.
Oh, cool.
Anyway, hey, Donnie said that she and her husband saw us all in Texas this winter in three different. You probably did, actually.
Yep.
Yeah. Were you? Because we were at Medina Lake. And then we went to Lake Conroe, and then we went to Lake Tawakoni.
Yep.
And Lake Conroe is where we weathered out the snowpocalypse.
Yep.
So awesome! Thanks. Awesome. So fun to see you here, Donnie.
Hi, Ruthie. You're local.
Yay!
Saw the truck in the grocery store today.
Oh, okay, Ruthie. I was at the grocery store today, trying not to have an anxiety attack. Okay. Okay. Moving on.
All righty.
Keep those visits as short as possible.
So this is where we're at on the map. And as you can see, we are surrounded by a lot of forest. I mean, a lot of forest. We're right on the very edge of Baxter State Park, which is not open yet, so we can't go.
It's still very snowy.
Yeah, and there's still a lot of snow on Mount Katahdin. In fact, it snowed since we've been here in Maine.
Yeah.
But this is kind of give you an idea what the forest looks like around here. This is actually a shot in the campground. And it's kind of trying to, that's the bathroom up in the camp.
Oh, on the tent side?
The tent side.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So
it's so foliagey there.
I know. So we've been here for a few days. And
what the heck am I doing there?
We were clearing brush. You can see Hannah was packing some big limbs around, and I was packing some bigger limbs around.
Braggart.
Trying to clear the roads so we could get up here. And while we were clearing the roads to try to get up here, we found this. Actually, Denise, Dale's wife, found this.
That woman can see anything.
I know. She's a great hunter. She's a good person to take in the woods with you. And we also found this. I know you probably can't really see right off the bat what we're looking at, but let's get into detail here. If you see this right here, I wonder if I can do, oop, did I mess that up?
You messed that up.
There we go.
There you go.
Okay. I think I can click this and put.
There's a laser pointer.
I know, laser pointer, and then I can come over here with the laser pointer. Woo! Look at that. And
can you trace the outline?
Yeah, and we can go full screen here for them. Okay, so there we go. So if you see right here, there's toes. Right here we got, I think this is the big toe. And then down to the little toes. This one's kind of spread out a little bit because it stepped on a rock right there.
My toe would spread out if it stepped on a rock.
Yep. And then I know my box I highlighted it with was a square, but it's not square. It goes down here, goes around this rock here, and then back up to the little toe.
When we were actually looking at the ground, it was pretty clear.
Yeah, it was pretty clear. And then the next one was did I go to the red? So that's it right there. So give you a shot without the red on it. We got like the big toe right down to the little toe, spread apart because of the rock, and then the hill clear down here. And if your hand's roughly 6 inches, so that's probably a little over 12 inches long.
So that's probably a juvenile.
Yeah. So the deal is with the difference between when you're looking at Bigfoot footprints and human footprints, human footprints will have hourglass shape to them, and the toes won't be straight across. They'll be slanted back at an angle. And most Bigfoot are really close to having straight toes, the toes straight across, this big wide flat foot with no arch in it. No hourglass shape, and this fit all the criteria.
Their feet aren't all that sexy, you know.
No. And then the next one is actually right here, and you can see the toes here, because this is actually on like a hard packed road, and the road's, you know, it's a gravel road, but it's like a muddy, sandy, you know, logging road. It's not really packed. It was just kind of cut out of the woods. And if you're familiar with the topography up here in Maine, I mean, where we're at here, the ground isn't dirt. The ground is sand. The ground is rocks. It's just rock. I mean, I think Maine has all the rocks. There's rocks everywhere.
I couldn't get over the rocks last year. I was just in awe of all the rocks, and they're beautiful rocks.
Yeah, but I mean, the ground is just rocky.
He doesn't get all googie over rocks. I get all googie over rocks because I think they're beautiful.
Yeah, so if you look at the dirt, it's really sand and it's just rocks. I mean, this whole area. But you can see the big toe right here, and then there's the little toes over here, and then you got the foot coming down to here and then back up.
Now, our plan when we got here, our plan was to park our trailer and then go cast at least that first print.
Right. So but after we got stuck in this sand and we couldn't get out and it was horrible and it was raining hard, and by the time we were ready to go cast that print, it was gone.
Well, actually, you ran over it.
Kinda.
We were trying to just, yeah. We had to get our trailer out of there.
But so anyway.
So no casting.
No casting. And it wasn't really deep enough to cast out. It only got like the toes maybe. But so if you can see here, you can see the toe imprints right here. And it's going down here, and it's roughly the same size as the other one, so it's the same creature.
And based on the direction it was headed into the woods. Is it common for Bigfoot to use human roadways?
Oh yeah, absolutely. In fact, one of the things we do, and we've found more footprints this way than anywhere else, is if you're in the forest and there happen to be a cut through the trees, like when they put in like either a pipeline or power line. We follow a lot of power line cuts through the woods because there's miles and miles of forest, no houses, no nothing. They got the big power lines, but they have to maintain them. So they have this cut through the woods, this road, and it's basically a highway for animals. Deer use them and Bigfoot use them because Bigfoot hunt the deer. The deer use those cuts for a little open pasture to either graze or travel on because it's easier than trying to get through the forest. So when we're out looking for footprints, we tend to follow those cuts in the forest, and we found quite a few in Oregon that way.
Yep.
And
that was over by Mount Hood.
Right. And so in this area here is just cuts for the roads for the campground, basically.
And there's a lot of wildlife in this campground.
Yeah. So, oh yeah. In fact, I saw a grouse yesterday.
I know. Denise,
we saw a grouse yesterday.
You gonna come shoot us some dinner?
All right. I need to try to go back here, but I can't see what slides I'm at. Okay.
All right. So where are we going with all this? Now that you're all dark, what happened?
Massive mess up. I don't know what happened. Anywho, we'll go back to us. Boop. There we are. Okay. So, what I was going to try to do here is all the photos are gone.
You're going to reboot PowerPoint.
No, I'm not.
You're not?
No, we're good.
Okay.
So what I wanted to talk about tonight is not only finding fake footprints, and you would be alarmed at the rate of footprints we find. And authentic footprints, not faked ones or humans. We have found our share of those where we've had people go up and walk in mud and then come back and then say, hey, we found footprints, and then they go show me and I'm like, yeah, that's a person. But and I know the difference between if they cut out a cutout.
And we know the difference, like, because we found Denise found others here and they were bear.
Yeah, we found bear prints here too.
Yeah.
And
maybe some moose.
Yeah, and some moose prints. And surprisingly, some moose prints look a lot like Bigfoot prints because the moose will step their front foot or their back foot in their front foot and get it off a little bit, so it makes it pretty big.
Moose are pretty big.
Yeah, moose are huge. We've already saw moose this year too.
And they're tasty.
Yep, we had moose what?
I made chili out of moose burger.
Moose chili. It was really good. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so.
Very low in fat, which I like.
All right. So, we, watching the chat. Okay. So, but what I wanted to say, I was going to put the map back up, but that's all right. What I wanted to talk about is the fact that, we are just outside, probably, not even a mile outside of the city limits of Millinocket, Maine.
I walked into town last year.
Yeah.
quite frequently, so it's not that far.
Right. And here in Millinocket, it's surrounded by forest, and it's on the edge of Baxter State Park. So there's a lot of, state park, a lot of places that people don't go. Just dense. I can't say this enough. Maine has a dense forest. I mean, the trees are this far apart. I don't know how moose get through them, but they do somehow. But I think moose are magic, but that could be.
I'll go with it.
But anyway, it's really, really dense forest, and it's hard to see very far into the forest. So when we're squatching here, we're going to have to be very careful with, we'll be looking more for footprints and audio, of course. Of course, sightings are extremely rare in any case, but we're going to do a lot of squatching this year here.
That's what you said for weeks.
For weeks. I am so excited. But anyway, but there's another thing I wanted to talk about.
Basically, your plan is to do your entire summer's worth of work, like by this weekend.
Yes, done. Okay. So anyway, but another thing I wanted to point out is a lot of the footprints that I have found, like in Oregon and up here in Maine recently, like last week, is that the fact they are not that far from houses. We talked last time we were on there about sighting just outside of Bangor, where they're crossing the freeway right there.
Well, I know why that is, though.
Why is that?
Because inside the houses are the jalapeno poppers.
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
Yeah.
Food is a huge motivator.
And Hannah's theory is that Bigfoot loves jalapeno poppers.
It is. I'm telling you, you're going to be out there looking for Squatch, and I'm going to be in the paddy wagon making poppers, and guess who's going to come knocking on the door and say, hand them over, lady.
Yeah.
I make the best jalapeno poppers.
Yeah, well, I'm going to say there is like when we were in Falk, Arkansas this year, there was that one family who had several encounters of it even breaking the window and reaching in their house. There's other encounters, and I'm trying to desperately remember where. I think it was in Canada, over in BC, where a lady had an ongoing feeding thing where the Bigfoot would come to her back door and she'd give him food and he would leave. So
hey, it works. And to go with the jalapeno poppers, Nutella no-bake cookies. Come on, everything that a Squatch could want. Poppers and Nutella.
Yep.
It's true.
There we go.
And we have proof that they love Nutella.
Right. So, yeah. This is even Squatch likes some good home cooking. True story.
Yes. So, and that must be why they like Nana. Yes, it's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
So we are going to be doing a lot of boots on the ground. I saw that too. And that's one of my theories. That's the best way that we're ever going to get information that we need for these creatures is boots on the ground, time on the target,
Yeah.
And I've said that many times.
Since we're in Millinocket, we should have actually a real town hall meeting here.
Yep. We really should. So if you're a local or near local, we are going, or just local, we're going to, we have a Bigfoot thing set up in August here.
It's the first weekend.
First weekend of August here in Millinocket, but I think maybe we might set something up earlier.
Yep. Maybe someone in Millinocket could be our point person.
Yeah, so we wanted to
There's a local on tonight, so get a hold of us. We're on Facebook. We have email.
Yep.
You know how to get a hold of us. Messy me on Facebook, Hannah Berko, Berko Violet. Mm-hmm. I'm really easy to find, and everybody's my friend. So just send me a message. And if you want to be our point person in Millinocket, we would love to set up like an in-town town hall to get stories.
Yeah. And that's the point. We want to do like a town hall kind of thing. So, and you can also reach us if you go to squatchamerica.com. You can click submit a report or contact us.
Yep.
Just click contact on our website.
I actually check those about once a week, so I should do that more.
Right, and then if you do contact us or email us at squatchamerica@gmail.com. I check that every day, every morning. So if you can get a hold of us, maybe we can help us to find some place we can use for a town hall meeting.
Oh,
Oh,
Patty is a new Patreon member. I have to apologize. I have not gotten the welcoming stuff out for Patreon. It's just been too crazy, but we'll get that too. But she says she loves us.
Oh,
that's good. Someone's got to. Yeah. He'd be a great big brother. And thank you so much. I like to think I'm adorable.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Patty.
That just makes me feel really warm and fuzzy inside.
We appreciate all of you.
You have no idea. You guys sometimes make there have been issues in the last year.
Yeah.
And y'all have made our lives so much brighter just by being on the other side of the screen.
Yep, it really has. And we appreciate all of you who watch our lives and our videos.
Even when we have absolutely nothing to talk about.
Even when we're just babbling idiots. Blabbling, is that a word? It is now. Okay.
Well, there's another word we could use, but did you check the made for kids?
No, I did not.
Well, he doesn't want me to use that kind of word on the air. Anyway.
Okay, so.
Okay, what else are we talking about?
What else were we talking about? Well, we talked about finding footprints already. And we're going to be going out and sending out a lot of...
Nutella.
Yes. I might do a whole thing on that, but we need to get set up for doing some Nutella traps. That's actually a thing. What you do is you get the small Nutella jars.
It would trap me.
Yeah. But what we do is we actually take a piece of PVC pipe, if you can get them anymore, because I've been looking.
I know. Get some lumber and build a trap out of lumber.
Yeah, right.
Could trade the truck for a few sheets of plywood.
I could, maybe. But anyway, so we take a piece of PVC pipe, put the Nutella jar inside the PVC pipe, and a lot of times people will put like really coarse sorry. Anyway, a really coarse sandpaper, glue it inside the PVC pipe, so we might catch some hair and some DNA when they reach in. But put the Nutella jar with the lid on it inside it, and then hang it 6-7 feet on a tree limb, and then just leave it. And a lot of people will put trail cameras on it, but they say that's a deterrent sometimes because the IR camera, we don't know if they can see that or not. There's a few animals that can.
I do know that Daisy knows when I have a camera, and
yeah.
And most of the time, she has nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
She was a little cheeky the other day and kind of flipped me off into the camera. But
so, yeah. But
Daisy is the only dog I know that can very, very obviously cuss you out.
Yeah.
With a look. And you know exactly what she's saying. And it's always vulgar.
Yeah. So we...
dog. So if she knows what a camera is.
Right. So it's probably sometimes not good to put a camera on it. There was that one instance that Cliff Berkman shared with me, and he gave me a copy of the cast he had for it, where they had done that exact thing with the Nutella jar in the plastic pipe up a tree. They found the Nutella jar 30 feet from where it was inside the PVC pipe.
So he got it out of the PVC pipe.
It got out of the PVC pipe, and it was 30 feet uphill. It didn't like fall out and roll downhill. It was 30 feet uphill from where it was taken out of there, and the lid had been taken off, and there was the cast they made of the 3 fingers that had reached in there and ate some Nutella. So, and
if I had been that Bigfoot, I would have taken the whole jar with me.
I know. Apparently, he might have tried it and went, maybe not. I don't know. But he left the jar.
Just
they got
ungodly.
The cast. It's pretty cool.
Nutella's the best thing on the planet.
I know. That's what they say.
You don't like hazelnut, though, so.
No, I don't. Might try it with Vegemite.
Yeah. I have a question for our New Zealand person. Is Vegemite is Vegemite a thing in New Zealand like it is in Australia? I would hope that the Aussies are the only. Oh, I tried Vegemite once. Yeah. It came right back up. Yeah. It was not going down.
Yeah.
It made it about here and it came back up.
So I said that it was me. I go around the forest looking for Nutella. So do I.
You don't like Nutella.
No, I don't.
I love Nutella. Oh, Nutella and peanut butter together and marshmallow cream. Oh my gosh.
Up here in Maine, I go through the woods looking for whoopie pies.
It's true.
If you haven't had a whoopie pie, you're missing out.
Okay, so the professor audio. Oh, this is all my fault. So tonight we were supposed to have the She Squatchers on, but at the last minute, well, the last minute being last week, they told me, oops, one of our gals is going to be in the Florida Keys. Blast her eyes. I want to be in the Florida Keys. I was supposed to be there for Christmas this year, and you botched that one.
Okay.
Anyway, so one of the She Squatchers is in the Florida Keys tonight. So the She Squatchers will be on next week, and Dr. Hansen from Anderson University will be on the 20th. We had to bump everyone out a week. So we'll be putting something up we'll be putting an announcement up on all of our little channels for that.
On all the stuff. Yeah.
So sorry.
So sorry. Yeah, it's a scheduling nightmare, but luckily we're in a spot. We actually have good internet here. So, and we're going to be here a while. So that's going to knock on wood. That's covered. So,
moving until mid-August
right,
or something.
So there's She Squatchers next week and Dr. Hansen the week after that. That's going to be so exciting.
Yeah, I'm excited for that one too, because I just love Dr. Hansen. He's a great guy to talk to. He's such a geek. And it's, but the She Squatchers, you will love the She Squatchers too, because let me tell you what, talk about boots on the ground. They are out there all the time. And I would love them to come here. I mean, they would just die out here in these woods.
Yeah.
They would love it. So
they die from the mosquitoes
that's true. It's that season. You know, I came home the other day. This is like a record. I came home just from being out with a dog with 7 bites. 7. Bugs don't like me. And I had 7 bites on my shoulders and my back. It's not the mosquitoes right now. Those are just freaking little black flies.
Yeah. Why mosquitoes?
Anyway.
Anywho,
what else are we talking about? Or is it a short show?
It's a short show. We had to make this up this morning. Well, actually, we had planned on talking about the footprints, but not until
later.
So, let's see if I can get. Do you have anything?
Nothing really.
Any questions? How about that? We'll take questions from the audience.
So we want to keep you at least another 9 minutes.
Oh, yes. We need to go to Jerry Pond. Dale, thank you. Now, Jerry Pond is, I got 2 reports last year from Jerry Pond.
You want me to type?
Yeah.
What am I typing? Jerry Pond?
No.
What am I typing?
Hold on. Type in Millinocket here. Just a sec. Okay. So Jerry Pond is a place. Oh, wait, you don't have to. We're there. Okay. Can I get rid of this?
Oh my goodness. You get to watch his process. I live
No.
with this all the time.
Okay. So there we go. All I have to do is go click. Hey,
there it is.
Look, there it is. Okay, so, and I can move it around. To give you an idea, this is where we're at. This little boop right here. This here is Jerry Pond.
Over here is the KG.
They can't see it.
I know.
Hannah's favorite store, Katahdin General. Okay.
You can get your sodas, and you can get weird coffee. So I saw these coffee beans. I love, one of my hobbies, of course, is trying
coffee.
Independently roasted, unique coffees. And they had a whole line of coffee based on different nuts. There was your nuts are sticky, and fluffier nuts, and all sorts of nuts coffee roasts.
Yeah.
I can't wait to try them.
Yeah.
And they had pistachio too, which sounds good, but it was a boring title.
So we had
and you can get pajamas and earrings and a fishing line there.
And
it's a great store.
Moving right along. If you look at where Millinocket, Maine is here, this is where we found the footprints, is up here. And then right here is Jerry Pond. Last year we had 2 reports from Jerry Pond area. Just right out of town here. I mean, these were actual sightings at 2 different times, 2 different people. So we're gonna actually look that area up, and then if you look over here, they've got this place here called the Golden Road. Oh, you're messing me up. What are you trying to do?
I need to type something. So you just do your thing.
You're taking my.
Oh, I'm taking your thing. Okay.
Well, here, type.
Okay. Yeah, I gotta. So that I thought I was gonna type.
I just put it there to type.
No. I need to go up here and look for something while you're doing that.
You can't.
Okay. Dang it.
Gosh, you're ruining my life.
Okay, well.
I'm going to text break up with you right now. No, I won't.
You couldn't live without me.
I know I couldn't.
All right, the question is, before you continue, this is what I wanted to type. I have a question. In the description, it says it took 25 years to have an encounter. Is there anywhere to hear about that encounter? And the answer is yes. And I was going to go put up a link to that particular blog post.
The encounter.
Your encounter.
My encounter. Okay. Yes. So she needs to find a link. I can do that.
We're going to keep talking.
Okay.
Here, you want me to type?
Yep.
All right. Okay. All right. You talk. What are you? Leave it alone.
Okay.
Leave the cursor alone, and I will move it around. Okay.
What are you trying to do?
I'm going to that blog post. Now you talk.
Okay.
And I'll type. Just leave it.
Okay. So what I was going to say is, outside of Millinocket here, there's the Golden Road. I can't remember how far it is. Dale will have to remind me. I think it's like 80 miles. I'm guessing. There's like 80 miles of dirt road that goes through the forest, and they used to haul logs on it. In fact, I think they still do haul logs on it, but it goes from Millinocket, Maine, all the way to Canada. And
keep talking. Don't look at what I'm doing.
It's on YouTube, hon.
I know, but you put it on here too, didn't you?
Nope.
What's wrong with you?
I don't know. You do the website. I don't.
Well, just keep talking. Leave me alone. Don't touch it. Don't touch the mouse.
Okay.
Keep talking.
So,
do you know he is so ADD? He cannot keep track of his thoughts. All right.
I'm not. I'm just trying to help you. Anyway,
you're helping me into an early grave. I swear. Okay.
So, if she's trying to find the link, we can do it real quick here.
Do you just go talk already?
Anyway, The question is about, it took me 25 years to have the encounter. Yes, it did.
Talk.
What happened was, the encounter I had was the fact that it's very rare to see a Bigfoot, extremely rare. But people do see them like winning the lottery. I mean, that happens quite often, but it's a huge chance that you're the person that wins it. So what it was is having my website up and being able to get reports from people. We were able to put pins and maps from reports, times, dates, locations, and we just so happened to get 5 reports in the same area at the same time. So that gave me a chance to hit that area really hard, and that's what.
And it's just about there. Okay, so I'm going to post this. This is the link to Scott's Bigfoot encounter.
It's in the chat.
It'll be in the chat. It's right there. Boom. Okay.
All right.
Done. Now you can get rid of that. All right. He did a whole video of it. He tells the whole story. He goes through the whole analysis of where he saw it and the prints he cast and all the blah, 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 all that stuff.
Yeah.
So
to get back to what I was talking about earlier.
But like I said, he cannot track. If someone's doing something, he cannot track what he's thinking. So I'm just.
Well, you stole my screen too. Okay. So
well,
anyway.
That's okay.
So anyway, the Golden Road, which is, I think that's it right there. Right here.
Golden Road.
Yeah, it goes all the way from Millinocket to
Canada.
I think that's still it right there, isn't it?
Yes. That's the checkpoint up there. So, yep, that's it.
Yeah. So it goes all the way from Millinocket clear to up here in Maine, or up here in Canada somewhere.
It's kind of weird how close to Canada we are. In fact, we might be looking for property here.
Well, as you can see, we're surrounded by Canada.
Yeah, but there are some properties we've looked at that literally you can see Canada from your backyard.
Yeah. So if you look, this is Baxter State Park right here. Pretty huge. And I'm not even going to attempt that name.
Namakanta?
Public reserve land. And then there's the Appalachian Mountain Wilderness there. But by the way, for those of you who like hiking, Mount Katahdin right here is the end point of the Appalachian Trail that goes from Georgia.
And my friend Eva from Arkansas is right now hiking the Appalachian Trail. I'm
awesome.
So proud of her.
All right.
I told her to come look us up when she gets here, and we'll make sure she's got a place to sleep for the night.
Okay, awesome. So if you look at all these lakes around here.
Jerry Lake.
Or I showed them that. It's right there.
Okay, got you.
Or that's not it. But
no, it's down here.
It's this little pond right there.
Yes.
But anyway, so if you're getting sick of me moving the screen around, all this area here is very dense forest. Very few people through here. There's a few ATV trails, but they don't, they don't cover a lot. They go from like point A to point B.
But they're fun.
They are fun. But there's a few railroad lines that go through the forest that a lot of them not used anymore because of the logging industry died down. But the rest of it here is just dense forest, this whole area. So we plan on spending a lot of time combing the edges of the lakes. And if you can see, there's lots of water here.
They're in a drought.
Yeah, that's what they say. It's been raining constantly since we've been here. And everywhere you look, there's water standing. But
so today on our walk, on one of our walks, Daisy, I've been working with Daisy, so she walks nicely, but every single puddle, which is like every 3 feet, there's a new puddle she had to splash in and drink out of.
Yeah.
She will find, she looks for puddles to splash in. It's so funny.
Yeah. So, we're going to spend a lot of time in these forested areas, probably along the Golden Road. I'm going to be going out with Dale quite often because Dale knows his way around up here. I do not. But you can't really get into Baxter State Park. Right now it's closed. And then to get in, you have to have like day permits and things like that. It's kind of complicated.
Well, it's a state park.
Yeah, it's a state park. I mean, you can't just drive into the park and do stuff. I mean, you have to get permits and you have to get, it's kind of weird.
You actually, if you want to be on the Appalachian Trail, if you want to hike the mountain, you have to make an appointment.
Yeah.
They limit how many people can hike each trail. But there are lots of trails and places to explore that aren't within the Baxter State Park boundaries. So there's plenty. I mean, even if we didn't go back to the park this year, there's lots of hiking to be had.
Yeah, and there's the, what's that? The Woods and Water.
The Katahdin Woods and Water Monument.
Yes, which we are going to be doing a video on that for you guys. We're going to be headed into that area to do some squatching, but also where we're going to be headed is one of the 7 dark sky places in the United States. If you don't know what a dark sky place is, it's a place where there's no light pollution. No light pollution, and you get awesome shots of the stars. You see the sky the way they did
from time beginning.
Yeah, from the beginning of time. Yeah. Actually,
that's one of the reasons why we like Maine so much, at least this part of Maine. I can't say we like the cities all that much because they're like every other city and crazy. But we like Maine, this part of the world, because there's so much really untouched land and it's so peaceful.
Yeah.
So peaceful.
So
until the dog brings her bone and chews it in your lap, then all the peace is gone.
Yeah, it's gone. So anyway, we've got some exciting stuff coming up.
Yeah.
She Squatchers next week.
And then Dr. Hansen the week after. Vocalizations the week after. And then after that, we have absolutely no idea.
Yeah, we do. We got Bigfoot in Maine. Lots of them. And we'll be bringing you some more local stories that we get here. I've actually had some packed away and hidden away from last year that we haven't shared because I like to follow up on those first. And Dale and I are going to do some of that. And then we'll talk about that.
Okay, then. Well.
And Donna said she wants to see that. She wants to see the dark sky.
It is so awesome. And sometimes you can even catch the northern lights.
Yep.
Some of the properties we're looking at, because we're kind of thinking about just establishing a permanent summer home here. But some of the properties we've looked at, that's part of their selling point, is that you can see the northern lights from the properties. And as we're looking at property that is untouched. Yeah, so.
Okay.
Don't know if that'll happen, but it's something we're considering.
And Pappy said he's late because he took a nap.
That sounds great to me. I like
napping is awesome.
You do a lot of that.
No, I don't. Do I? I never nap during the day. It's like when I come home after all day long, we've been out for a while.
Don't let him sit in his chair.
Don't let him sit. Don't let me sit in the chair.
And for God's sake, don't turn the TV on because he'll be out like a baby.
Gone. Yep. So
with that,
You want to do the
Thank you,
spills?
Thank you so much for watching us, for putting up with our nonsense, and for just being such a bright, shining light in our lives. We appreciate each and every one of you. And like our channel, subscribe to it. The algorithms are not sharing us with people who aren't subscribed because they thought our being funny was serious.
Yes.
And so share this on your social media. Help us get more subscribers. If you haven't gone to squatchamerica.com and signed up for our sporadic newsletter, honestly, I will not spam your inbox. It's true.
Yeah, very sporadic.
But subscribe to our newsletter. Keep up with us. Go to Patreon. We've got 2 different Patreon levels. Thank you for our existing Patreons.
Patreons.
Yes, they're Patreons. And honestly, we do have plans for that. It might involve a venue shift, a platform shift, but we want to involve you on all those discussions, which is what our first Patreon live chat is going to be about, is like, how do we get our word out to more people? And until next week, keep it squatchy.
Just remember,
our job is to investigate the unexplained,
not to explain the uninvestigated.
So go out, keep it squatchy and
go out and find Bigfoot.
Bye.
Bye. I gotta click the thing. Where's it? She messed up. I wasn't ready. No.
We should keep track of all these and have a bloopers video.
We should. Bye.